Live on Facebook. Live on Facebook.
Cinco de Mayo. You know what Cinco de Mayo means? It means 50% off at my store today. Is today Cinco de Mayo or is that coming up?
Today is.
Cinco de Mayo Day. You know, the reason I don't know what day it is while Robin takes a picture of herself.
With you.
Huh? What? Shot looks good, man.
All right, we're going to go to the intro.
Yeah, gangsters. Cinco de Mayo gangsters. What you see right here is a whiteboard. I'm going to take it out of the shot so you guys get to see that you are in the Cardone zone. My number here is 305-865-8668. 305-865-8668. I'm going to show you how to blow $1 million today to make a pernt. I had the $1 million on my desk and security came and got it because I'm next to a bank and they're like, this is a security violation. You cannot have $1 million in cash sitting on your table. Robert Sislow was like, why do you guys think so small? What's wrong with you people? Follow the GC. He will never mislead you. He will not take you down the wrong. They're a bank, man. They're a bank. They're a bank. So my name's Grant Cardone. Every Friday, I come to you to talk about your business, your career, and your finances. Today, I am going to show you how to blow $1 million. Grant Cardone here every Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I come to you to talk about your business, your career, and your finance. This is the Cardone Zone on Cinco de Mayo Day. I try to stay calm. We went back and looked at some old radio stuff I was doing, and Robert Sislow was like, dude, you used to be so quiet and calm. Robert Sislow's in the house with the video genius. Dude, hi. What is that, man? Dude, it's weird, man.
Hi.
All the things you do, that's weird.
Hey, real quick, before I get into today's topic, you guys are going to love today's topic. I want to give a big shout out to Eric Grauman, Tyler Sasa, Robert Bennett, Brooks, Bobby Anastasia, Eric Grauman again, Michael Bass, Monica Busby, Chris Lawyer, Jeff Lesky, Curtis Yoder, Marika Hurley. What do these people all have in common? These are this week's top Grant Cardone customers. All spent more than $15,000 at our store. Every one of those names. And I got what do I have here? I got 2 pages of names. So each week I want to give a big shout out, a big call out to our top customers. Today's Cinco de Mayo Day. What does that even mean? Okay, can somebody tell me what Cinco de Mayo even means? Please post in comments if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, if you're listening to this on iTunes or Stitcher after the fact. I really appreciate you. My name's Grant Cardone. I'm a New York Times bestselling author. I've written 7 books, 13 business programs. We work with some of the largest companies in the world to increase revenue. That's our game. What we do here is teach people how to make money, how to make more money, how to get more money, how to connect with more money. We work with companies like Sprint and Ashley. I've been called in for the Google peeps. We use digital, non-digital assets. We sell tangibles and intangibles. We help companies and individuals do better in life. Today, I want to talk to you about, what are we talking about today, guys? As I work with each of you today, I'm going to talk to you about something nobody talks about. I'm going to sneak over here real quick. Don't let me go. Don't let me go. Boom. I went, okay? I'm going to show you today something nobody ever talks about. Your mom and daddy didn't talk to you about this. This is why so many people are broke, okay? I'm going to show you today how to blow $1 million, okay? And I am so sick of hearing people say, I don't need that much money. You hadn't even done the $1 million math, okay? How would you know how much money you need if you don't know what $1 million does? So I took some notes here. I don't know where my notes are though, guys. Okay, my notes. Where's my notes? Tell Vaughn to grab my notes. Okay, I'm going to show you how fast it is to blow $1 million. I'm not talking about buying Rolls Royce. I'm not talking about buying a plane. You can't buy a plane with $1 million. All right. So I'm talking about the everyday things that go in life, okay? What does it cost? What would you do with $1 million? Is $1 million enough money? I would love to see your comments below. What would you first do with $1 million? Number one. Number two, how long would $1 million last you? Robbie, grab my notes off my desk. Yeah. How long would $1 million last you? Okay, let's assume for a second that you have a couple kids. Let's assume that you're married, just for conversation. Let's assume that you have median income, or for that fact, whatever your income is right now. Let's just assume, nope. Vaughn, please. Let's assume that you're doing the same thing everybody else does, okay? But let's assume that some things happen like life. Life happens, man, you know? And I'm going to tell you, for anybody that's like, I need $1 million, $1 million is a lot of money. I'm going to show you today that $1 million means you have just enough money to worry about the $1 million, okay? Because it's going to go away. Look, what's a house cost in America? 250 grand? Now, if you do, I think it's like 220, 230, 222 or something is the median income in America. You haven't rehabbed it. You hadn't gone to Home Depot. You hadn't bought a new refrigerator. You hadn't bought a new washing machine, okay? You don't have a dishwasher. I'm not talking about nannies.
That's 188.
Nah, it's higher than that, dude. Okay. Huffington Post is a liar, okay? They lie to people. They lie to people to make people feel good about themselves. You're going to buy a home, you're going to spend about
36.
236 is the number. Let me change that. We just saved $14,000. We're back in the money again. 236, okay? I was already given this piece of paper this morning, okay? I mean, I wrote up the whole thing, printed it and everything. Okay? $236,000. Now, if you went to Dave Ramsey's class, then you must pay cash for this house, right? So we're going to assume no payments and no insurance. Let's assume that your two little freaking kids are now teenagers, still living at the house. I'm not even talking about groceries. Okay, I'm not talking about the lawn man. I'm not going to even get into, the hose broke. Those spigots that come out and water the lawn, those broke. Well, you probably don't have sprinklers, do you? You don't have automatic sprinklers at your house. I guess not. Because you only have $1 million. Okay? You got convinced that you got to go buy a house, so you went and bought a house. And then your two kids, you said, hey, I have to send my two kids to school. That's $33,000 per 4. So what is that? 132 twice. 132 twice is 264. Okay, to send two kids to college for 4 years. And by the way, this doesn't count that when they get out of college, they won't have a job and will probably move back in to live with you. We haven't taken a vacation yet. You are now left with $470,000, $490,000, something like that. Okay. Now check it out. Now nothing bad's happened. Oh wait, we got to get a car. We got a couple cars, right? Let's buy 2 cars right now. Let's buy 2 cars. 2 cars, $33,000, the average car in America. Nothing fancy. These are Camrys. Okay, that's $66,000. You got a Ford truck. Just like out of the millionaire next door, man. You went and bought you a Ford truck. Pay cash for it, because that's what Dave Ramsey says. You got to pay cash, man. Don't have a car. Why don't you just not buy a car at all? Have a bicycle. Okay? So what do we got here? We got a house. We got 2 cars. We got average cost. You thinking now? You starting to change your mind? Okay? How much money we got right now? What do we got? I need somebody to help me out, guys. Three of us in the room. Let's work together on this, okay? Hey, how about we have some groceries? Bodies like food, okay? The average American spends $15,000 a year. Let's just go ahead and do 4 years. 60,000. Okay, this is on food. Okay, I mean you. So right now I'm at 626. You got 300 grand left over. We hadn't bought Audis. We hadn't bought BMWs. Nothing big. Oh, by the way, we haven't bought a 5-bedroom house. We bought like a little 3-bedroom house because the average 5-bedroom house is $466,000. You bought a median. Understand? I'm showing you what's going to go. We didn't buy Rolls Royce, right? You didn't have a business. You didn't start a business. You didn't fund your business. There's no advertising, marketing, branding. None of that. We hadn't taken a vacation yet. Huh? I ain't got a dog. We hadn't gone to dinner. We hadn't gone to one dinner, man. You hadn't bought your wife one gift the whole year, not one purse. And then you find out that your daughter's getting married. 30 grand. 30K, man. 30 grand. You just whacked. Your 300 grand is left over, got whacked by your daughter. And by the way, you don't even like the son-in-law. You know the marriage won't last, and it costs you 30K if you didn't spend any money. We almost out of money now, folks, okay? And you thought you were rich. My name's Grant Cardone, and you are in the Cardone zone for your wake-up call. Don't go nowhere.
With over 20 years of experience in the real estate game, Cash Now PA is the place to go for buying homes for all cash with no fees, any condition with BBB accreditation. Ray Abood, owner of Cash Now PA, has been helping customers get in and out of homes, creating better spaces for living, and making a difference in local communities. With the focus on buying homes, all cash, no fees with any condition. Also be BBB accredited. Visit cashnowpa.com. That's cashnowpa.com to get started. Buying or finding a new home should not be stressful or boring. With over 14 years experience, Good Time Tommy has spent his time building strategies, tips, and content that will help you, the new homeowner or seasoned homeowner, get the best deal for your money. Educate, navigate, and celebrate. Because whether you're buying or selling, you're going to get more traffic to your property promotion on every channel, and watch as Tommy and his team work until you are satisfied. Your new home awaits you with Good Time Tommy and his team. Subscribe, like, and follow at goodtimetommy.com. That's goodtimetommy.com.
Hey, wish you were here in Deer Valley. This is our first retreat this year. If you missed it, if you got in too late and couldn't get over here with the Cardone clan to 10X this year, to make your year great, to look at income, to look at expansion, to look at time with family, make sure you join us. October 15th to the 20th, we're gonna go to St. Bart's, beautiful French island down in the Caribbean. We're gonna go down there, hang out for 5 days with about 40 people. The event's going to be awesome. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be short pants and sandals every day. We're going to meet each morning, have lunch together, dinner at night together for about 40 people. Hope you're there. Hope you make it. It's going to be amazing. This trip has been amazing. We've already in the first couple of days gotten so much out of meeting with so many high quality people. Look forward to spending time with you in St. Bart's. Hey, welcome back. Grant Cardone in the Cardone Zone. I'm here to talk to you today about your money. Every Friday, 12 p.m., I talk to you about your money, your finances, your career, your business. I try to wake you up. I try to get you to understand what people aren't telling you, okay? You're hearing a lot of bad news out there, folks, but the bad news that you're hearing is not the real news you need to hear. Okay? Look, love me or hate me, I'm going to give it to you real. This is what your mommy, your daddy, and the media don't tell you. They confuse you. The politicians confuse you. They will not tell you the truth. Because if they tell you the truth, they're worried that you're going to quit. You're going to be like, oh my God, let's go burn down the White House. Well, half the people want to do that now already. They're worried about the other half saying, let's all go burn it down. Here's the truth. Okay? You have been lied to. You are broke or just getting by, and it's not your fault. This is what you don't understand. The things you have been taught to buy are bad for you, and the solutions you've been given by the Dave Ramseys are incorrect and outdated, okay? I just went through $1 million. Where are we at, Robert, right now? We took $1 million.
We took we have $344,000 left.
How much?
$344,000 left out of $1 million.
We bought a house because they said you got to pay cash. Okay? What do we do right here?
That's college. That's college.
You send your 2 kids to college because, you know, you have to. Okay? It wasn't enough that you had 2 kids and you took care of them and you brought them up good. Now, you're forced to send them to college because higher education, of course. Okay? You paid for it because they can't. They're not smart enough to get the what's the thing called? Scholarship. So maybe you borrowed money. Maybe you borrowed money, but no. If you're against debt, then you didn't do that. And by the way, at the end of the 4.5 years or 5 years, they still hadn't graduated. They can't get a job. Some of the jobs that they trained for don't even exist anymore, and now they're moving back in your house. And by the way, we're not even mentioning that they're moving back in. Okay? We don't have a dog on here. Your golden retriever. We don't have him eaten. And by the way, they had to go to the vet once or twice a year. We got $66,000 for 2 cars right here. This is the cars. And oh yeah, you had to pay cash, didn't you? These aren't fancy freaking cars. These are Camrys, man. Okay? There's a Camry and a Ford truck. Because the millionaire next door said you should buy a Ford truck. Okay? Like you're going to be safe now. You hadn't even gone to Starbucks yet. You just eat basic food, $15,000 a year for the average family in America. Cinco de Mayo day. You didn't go have a margarito. No taco, no burrito, no. Okay? What is this $30,000 for? I forgot what this was for. Hey, you didn't have a cavity that wasn't covered by your insurance.
That was your daughter's wedding.
Oh yeah, your daughter went and married that freaking loser John. He didn't have $30,000, so you had to pay for it because of some bullshit tradition. You know, the daughter's mama or daddy pays for it, even though you can't afford it. You did it because you feel obligated. Oh no, you're the millionaire. You're the millionaire next door. So you had to do it because you got more money than the freaking loser does.
That's tradition for real.
This is tradition, right? Okay, how much money we got left?
We got $344,000 right now.
Your dad died. That'll cost you 10 grand minimum. Basic box in the ground, no big deal, no flowers. Cost you 9K right there. Okay, we won't even count that death because let's just deny it even happened. All right. Okay. What else we got here? Oh, your daughter's pregnant, and your loser son-in-law don't have the money, the 10K that it's going to take to do the baby delivery. Now, we haven't even had any bad news. Y'all want some bad news? Okay, how about this? You find out that your mama's got cancer. 480 grand.
Oh, dude, you're negative now.
And the millionaire next door is the millionaire no more. Dude, that's a title of a damn book, okay? Okay? Look, I want to give a big shout out to Zachary, the people that are watching the show and sharing it, Winsley, Alexander, you guys, Namir, Kareem, Dragon, Michael, you guys that are sharing the streams, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for asking questions. And thank you for being willing on Cinco de Mayo Day. For understanding, man, look, you guys have been brought up to think poor, act poor, and be poor. You're broke or just getting by. I know I got friends that are millionaires, man. They're like, when I saw your book, The Millionaire Booklet, it woke me up. Me and my wife got woke up by, who's got the book? Me and my wife were woken up. Is that a word? Waking up? Woken up?
Whoa.
We came alive when we realized, dude, we thought $1 million was a lot of money. I had a guy in my office 2 days ago says, man, we just got back from Guatemala and we're so grateful. What you grateful for, dude? We have it so much. You know, Grant, you never know how good you have it until you go to a third world country and find out how bad other people have it. I said, dude, that sounds like you just making sense of bullshit to me, okay? If I have to go to the slums, to where people aren't making it, to make sense of how I'm making it, I ain't making it. Do the math, okay? There's an old adage. The adage is this: numbers don't lie, people do. In fact, people lie to themselves. You don't need people lying to you. Folks, you're lying to yourself. If you think $1 million is a lot of money, this is an old idea that I want to get you undone from. Now, these are average scenarios. Let me bring you to a more realistic scenario. Okay? Again, what have I told you in earlier shows? By the way, our YouTube channel's got 4,000 videos like this. They start waking people up from different angles. In earlier shows, I told you the middle class, one of our best viewed videos on YouTube, okay, is about the middle class, the myths of the middle class. What was that video we were looking at this morning, Robert?
It's called How to Start from Nothing.
How to start from nothing. How to start from nothing, okay? Well, the first thing, and everybody says this, man, this whole thing's a mental trip, okay? The people that create financial freedom in their lives, they've actually figured out something bigger, like, wow, how did that guy do that? He thought bigger, right? Most of us are stuck. We're not broke anymore. We're not poor anymore. We're not in poverty anymore. But the mind continues to operate like, right? Like we have poverty, okay? This idea right here, $1 million is a lot of money. Let me show you what could happen, okay? $480,000. Somebody in your family will have cancer. I guarantee you. It's just a matter of who. It's not when, it's not if, it's who, okay? 480 grand. Fatal car accident, $1,130,000. A lot of car accidents in America, folks. You hear about all these gunshots, gun wounds, people killing themselves with guns. There's more car wrecks than there are freaking killings by guns. So what do we have? We got things like childbirths, wedding, funerals, gonna happen. Kids wanna go to school. What if your kids wanna go to a decent school? A real school, okay? 440,000. I'm talking about a college where we would actually know the name of it. McNeese State University? Who knows McNeese? Where'd you go to college? I went to McNeese. They're like, well, yeah, but where'd you go to college? Yeah. No, that's where I went to college, dude, okay? Okay, and I borrowed 40 grand to do it. My name's Grant Cardone. You're in the Cardone zone, and I'm blowing through $1 million so fast, you're broke again.
If you're looking for digital cash flow, other streams of income, and you know how important multiple streams of income are, have you ever thought about making money online with zero money to start with? Let the expert Coach Gianni help you do this. From Amazon sales to banner advertising, monetizing your website effectively so every click makes you money. Build an online brand that sells and make money off of your website starting right now. Coach Gianni offers comprehensive, simple coaching of how to make money online, how to monetize your website, and come out on top in an arena where everybody's trying to get positioned. Go to CoachGianni.com/cashflow. That's CoachGianni.com/cashflow to get started with making money online. This isn't landscape design, this is lifestyle design. Steve Griggs is the best landscaper on the planet and gives you knowledge and data that you can't even find on Google. Featured on Huffington Post, Entrepreneur.com, Grant Cardone TV, Steve Griggs is the entrepreneur built and designed to help you make your home become the lifestyle of your dreams. For more information, visit SteveGriggsDesign.com. That's SteveGriggsDesign.com.
Hey, welcome back. That was a shorter than normal break because I don't want to be broke that long, okay? Look, we're talking about $1 million today. I'm trying to show you how little money it is, okay? Now keep in mind, okay? Let's say you went and got $1 million right now, and immediately you won $1 million, and then immediately you went and bought a $480,000 house that'll suit 5 people. Let's assume that you had a car accident, worst case scenario. I know it seems like, oh my God, that would never happen to me. There's 5 people in the room with me right now, and it happened to one person. Robin, what did that accident cost you?
$900,000 in medical bills.
$900,000 in medical bills. Okay, by the way, she probably wasn't earning income while she was getting fixed up, whatever they did to her, okay? You go to 2 Ivy League, really nice schools. I don't know, what's a really nice school? Harvard, Princeton, huh? Princeton, okay? That's $440,000 for 2 schools, for 2 kids. We hadn't eaten, hadn't taken a vacation, you hadn't bought a Chanel bag for your... We hadn't done a birthday cake for the kids. Oh, I forgot. I forgot my uncle. Uncle Sammy. Oh, Sammy, man. Oh, Sammy. We forgot to pay our damn taxes. I'm broke, dude. And the federal IR and the S, okay, calls me and says, hey, brother, man, I'd like to get a meeting with you, G.
Yes.
Who are you? I am the IR and the S, coming to see the GT and the C. Okay? And they have a meeting with me. Don't think this can't happen to you. Happened to Wesley Snipes. Happened to Nicolas Cage. Happened to, what's her name? Martha Stewart. She forgot. Happened to Willie. What song was Willie famous for, by the way? I'm smoking weed. Cinco de Mayo, you always on my mind. I'm Willie Nelson. I ain't got time. I forgot to pay the IR and the S, so I smoke my weed. Nick Cage, man. Nick Cage was being paid $20, $25 million a movie. Not even for here in the States. It was because he had this big freaking Asian audience. The Asians love Nick Cage, okay? Dude couldn't pay his taxes. You know why? Because he never figured out cash flow. Because he thought he was rich. Now, he didn't understand that, dude, $20 million for a movie after an agent, okay, and after a manager, and after the lawyers, and after bodyguards, he ends up with about maybe 60% of that. 60% of 20 million is $12 million. You're like, dude, I'm rich. He forgot to pay the IR and the S, and he was so stupid he lived in California, so that was another 13. 48 to the Fed, 61 off the top. The guy took $12 million, spent it like it was 20, and he only had 6 in the beginning. Never did the math, dude. Never did the math, okay? So look, the taxes on $1 million in any state in America until Trump tries to undo this thing is going to be minimum $380. And that's if you don't pay state tax. Okay? Keep in mind, you still hadn't gone to dinner. Not one dinner. You still hadn't gone on vacation. You still hadn't bought a 10X GrowthCon ticket. You still hadn't spent 1 penny at my store. I'm giving away one of these tomorrow, okay? I'm giving one of these away. You got to follow my Instagram to get one. Have the notifications turned on. I know some of you can't stand me. I don't blame you. Because the truth, man, sometimes it just don't taste good. But at least I'm telling you the truth, okay? Love me or hate me, man. I keep it real with you. This is what my parents didn't teach me. My mama couldn't teach me this. My mama never thought about $1 million. If I told my mom I'm going to be a millionaire one day, she'd be like, oh my God, son, I love you, son, just the way you are. You don't need to be a millionaire for me to love you. I'm like, dude, I already got your love. I want $1 million. Okay? And as soon as I had $1 million and I did the math, I was like, not impressed, because it wouldn't go anyplace. Keep in mind, this $1 million, no marketing, no branding, no Facebook ads, nothing, man. No Shopkins for your kids, right? No sleepovers with the little girls. My little girls want sleepovers all the time. They want to bring their friends over, okay? No Disneyland. What's Disneyland cost anyway? Average cost of Disneyland, to go to Disneyland. Average. No pancakes. No freaking Mickey Mouse balloons. No bullshit, dude, okay? Kid gets sick, vomits, throws up. You got to go get another little outfit for them. They get all fascinated with the princess outfit. No tips. You're the cheapest freaking person. Guy parks your car and you can't give him a penny. Dude, this is
$532 per night.
$532 in Disneyland per night. You ain't gone one time because you broke. You the brokest millionaire. You better off without money. Because that's what you got. No money. So you guys gonna need to come up with another plan, okay? This little book, I'll give it to you for free if you're willing to read it. All I ask you to do is 2 things. Read it and share it. That's it. 42 pages, takes 35 minutes to read. Average person's reading this book in under 40 minutes, okay? I'll send it to you for free. Free, man, okay? Because I know you're a millionaire and you don't have this book on your budget, okay? I'll give you the book for free. You handle the shipping. Whatever it costs, UPS, USPS, Federal Express, whatever it costs you to ship that book, you pay for the ship. I'll pay for the handling, okay? You pay for the ship. I'll pay for the handling. If you don't want to pay for the ship, come to my office and I'll give it to you and sign the damn thing myself, okay? All right, so do that. Grab that. Let's change the way you think, okay? I want to handle some of your questions here, some of your comments. What's up? Some of your questions and comments here, okay? We got coming in on the Facebook. Really appreciate all of you showing up here. Please share this if you like it. Please comment. What would you do with $1 million, okay? How many people have you known that went broke with $1 million? Guys, there's 3 of you watching the thing. Is there a question over there?
No question, just a lot of comments.
Okay, then, okay. So, because I can't see it from over here.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And so you could probably see what people are actually asking here, like sharing experiences. The CEO is a man to roll with for sure. That's from Pat Hilton, okay? Dion Wright, watching Brad Lee right now. He's resetting my mind big time. How can you be watching? Oh, he's watching Brad Lee on the 10xgrowthcon.com/stream, okay? By the way, everything at Cinco de Mayo today, everything at our store is a Cinco de Mayo sale. You buy a whole burrito for me today, you only pay for half of it. You buy a taco for me today, you buy half of it. You buy 1 margarita from me at my store today, and you only pay for half. I'll take care of the other half. I think the code is Cinco. With a C. Cinco, C-I-N-C-O. Okay. Okay, couple of comments right here. Really appreciate.
Can you send them the link for
Millionaire booklet, somebody's
millionairebooklet.com/free, Robert. Thank you very much, Robert. I appreciate you sharing that, okay?
You're welcome.
10X rule wristbands are in the house today. And who's got my money? These are beautiful, man. Oops, almost kicked myself there. Okay. Okay, just a general question. If a successful person is cheating on their wife, are they really successful or just financially happy till they are caught? Dude, I mean, there's no way, man. Look, most people are, let me just say this. Most people are not cheating on their wife. They're cheating on themselves. You know, the old thing about I'm going to Vegas this weekend. Whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. It's not true, man. It follows you everywhere you go. You always know, okay? You always know. That's why people like me, man, because I tell them the truth. They know the truth. People know the truth. The people that don't like me just don't want the truth. You know, I say, if the shoe fits, if the shoe fits, man, if the shoe fits, okay? Your wife doesn't want to hear this information because the shoe fits and she don't want to wear it. I'm not the problem here, okay? The shoe fits. Like you guys are fighting this. Do the math. What are you fighting over? Oh, if I had $1 million, what would you do? If you had $1 million, what? Okay? Oh, I'd go pay the house off. Okay, good. You owe $280 on the house. Now what would you do? Now what you going to do? My kids owe 60 grand on debt. Okay, good. Now what would you do? Okay. I pay off all my Visa, MasterCard. Anybody got any debt here? Credit card debt? How much, Sherry?
About 50.
She'd pay the 50 off. Okay. Now what would you do? I'd go to Grant Cardone. I'd go buy some premier tickets to the Grant Cardone. There's 20. That'll cost you 20 plus to fly over here. Cost you 4 to fly over here. Okay. Now what, man? What? You still hadn't taken a vacation. You hadn't had a health problem. Hadn't had a car wreck. Don't have any friends stealing from you. Okay? Your mom and dad ain't busted out. Mommy and daddy. Nobody puts us on a budget. That's why I say budgets are bullshit. Budgets are bullshit because nobody puts all the real stuff that actually happens in people's lives, like your daddy calling up saying, hey, I need to go to a treatment center for my drug addiction. The heroin kicking my ass. Okay? Because nobody wants to talk about that, you know? And your coverage doesn't cover. The pre-existing condition, what is that all about? Okay? How about all the people with the freaking bad attitudes, preconditions, that are dying every day because they don't work and they don't push and they don't shove and they don't hustle and they don't face a reality. And that, my friends, is why so many people in the wealthiest country on the planet don't have any money because they never did the math, okay? So I'll walk you through it, millionairebooklet.com/free.
Rocco wants to know, on a way to $1 million, is there one thing that you would have changed? Like, what did you learn that you would have done differently?
Yeah, well, what I would have done differently was I thought when I was 28, 29, 30 years old, $1 million was a lot of money. I would have changed my whole thinking. I should have been thinking the whole time. Why not just think like this, man? Just move this over. I should have started thinking about the 100 from the get-go. I should have been thinking, this is what kids should be leaving school thinking about 50 million, 80 million, hundreds of million. Well, what if you don't get there? You'll still be better off than what you're thinking right now. At least you're going into the scene thinking, I don't want a job that pays 60 grand. I want a job that has a $60,000 base with a $200,000 upside. I'm not going to go become a graphics guy because I like graphics. Why? Because it pays 70 grand. Max, if you're a freaking genius. I want a graphics job that can lean into a freaking revenue opportunity where I can make 70 here and another 200 over here. Because look, if I can make 270 a year, right? And keep half of it, that's 270, that's 135 a year. And if I can do that for 30 years, then I actually might have some money. I'd have $4 million before taxes. But even that's not going to be enough money. So you're thinking, you start thinking about, I'm not giving my money to an IRA. You got people saying, I'm going to give $2,500 a month to an IRA. I'm going to do that for the next 30 years. And when I'm 65 years old, I will have $78,000 saved. That's just dumb, man. Okay? I just went through the deal. Okay? If your parents die, you're out of money again if you want to give them a decent funeral. I know what it costs to bury my mom, right? And I know, let me tell you something, when you're burying a parent, you ain't going to cheese out, you ain't going to miser out on the flowers. You're not going to get the freaking $15 bouquet flowers. You're going to buy the big freaking wreath that costs $400. Okay, look, my name's Grant Cardone. I'm just trying to keep it real for you, okay? Avinash wants to know, what's the greatest regret in your life? My greatest regret, bro, is I didn't go bigger, faster, huger from the get-go. I should have thought bigger. Problem was, I was brought up in an environment where just lofty think, I'm going to be successful, that was overwhelming for most people. When I told my mom, I'm going to get rich one day, she'd be like, I love you the way you are. Every time it was the same thing to me, which was what? Shut it down, boy. That was her version of shut it down, son. Don't think too big. What if I'd have said, look, I want to be a billionaire? This should have been my target from the get-go. It should have been this. This should be everybody's target. Okay? Most people cannot even write that number down without counting the zeros out while you're doing it. Was that too many? That's how unfamiliar the zeros are with us. Okay? We just don't add zeros. Just try to do it. $1 billion. Just write out $1 billion without counting the zeros. Because we have done it so little. Nobody inspired us to say, just keep adding zeros, man. Okay, my name's Grant Cardone. Every Friday, I bring you this thing called the Cardone Zone in hopes that I get to the right people. I'm just trying to get to the right people. I'm trying to open up that gate, that door that's been shut, right? And you can like it. You don't need to like it. Maybe you like it now. Maybe you come back like me later. I don't know. You don't need to like me. You just need to wake up, folks. Okay, look. Buy a house. Bad idea. Send them to college. Probably a bad idea. Okay. Buy a couple of cars that you can't afford. Probably a terrible idea. If you're financing your car for 96 months, you bought too much car. Okay? The suit I have on right now, this little boss jacket, okay, I bought this on sale. Okay? Me paying $5,000 for this jacket ain't gonna make me look any better. I feel better. Dude, don't do it. You don't need to do that until you're so rich you can't miss the money, man. Like you just need to I don't miss it anymore. Then you can do all that stupid stuff, like the car and the plane and all that. But man, it's way down the line. Get your money right, get your head right, get your family on the right page so you can have freedom. Freedom. The purpose of this money is not to pay the bills, right? The purpose of the money, by the way, we hadn't used any of this money for the right thing. Okay? What's her name? Rand? What's her name that wrote Fountain and wrote...
Ayn Rand.
Huh?
Ayn Rand.
Ayn Rand. She says, look, money is a tool. You're still the driver. Okay? Money is a tool. We ain't bought any tools here. We're burying people, marrying people, handling cancer and car wrecks, buying houses and bullshit. We ain't used money as the tool, which is what? Marketing, branding, expansion, multipliers, freedom. My name's Grant Cardone. Thanks for joining me today. Tell your friends. Tell your friends. By the way, on my Instagram, tomorrow I give this away before noon, Eastern Standard Time. I'm at Grant Cardone on Instagram. Cinco de Mayo sale today, just for today. You buy the burrito, I'll pay for half of it, 50% off.
Promo code Cinco.
Love you Mexicans.
Promo code Cinco.
Promo code Cinco.